video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Hello, it's Friday, October 20th, and you are listening to the GamerCast Network video game show, and this is show number 8.
Say, I am not your host, Chris Palladino.
Yeah, I am not your usual host. Your usual host is practicing Counter-Strike so he can try and be on page 1 of the stats.
He needs all the practice he can get.
Absolutely, he does. But with us today, we have a bunch of dudes here. We have Chad.
Hey.
We have Ivan with us today.
Well, hello.
Okay, the Swedish chef voice. We have Bob.
Suck my
I will not, sir.
And making his debut, triumphant return, he's done with softball, it's Phil.
Remember me?
No.
Who?
It's softball.
Who? Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out!
Father's, brother's, nephew's, cousin's, former roommate.
His brother, so you're my uncle's nephew, so you're me, so you're my roommate. Phil, did you win at softball? I mean, was it worth missing out on the entire GamerCast Network launch?
I don't know. Probably not.
So no.
As far as what we're talking about today, no clue. I'm late to the game. All right, so there was all the things we'll be talking about in sort of a weird Back to the Future kind of Dr. Emmett Brown way.
Oh, God, I've missed you, buddy. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about half the time.
21 gigawatts!
He got it. He got it.
This week's housekeeping. Check out Gamertag Radio episode 75 with the return of Miss Irie, Nano's Halo tournament results, and continuing coverage of Digital Life 06. Godfrey interviews Naked Sky Entertainment and the developers of the upcoming Xbox Live Arcade and PC game RoboBlitz. He also discusses with Microsoft the upcoming games Small Arms, Street Race NYC, and Heavy Weapon.
Yeah.
Finally, chill out to smooth hip-hop sounds of Lore Velocity and his tune World of Poverty. Check out episode 75 and their website, gamertagradio.com. Continuing our World of Warcraft giveaway, this time we are giving away a World of Warcraft baseball cap and Alliance t-shirt. To be eligible, you must email the VGS mailbag and correctly identify as many of the games as possible by their music clips. The winner will be chosen from the listeners who can correctly identify the most games. In the event of a tie, we will randomly pick a winner. Pictures of the prizes and the audio file with the music clips can be found at the website www.gamercastnetwork.com/wow. We'd like to announce our second GamerCast Network Counter-Strike Source Night, so Tom can get his ass.
Yay!
It's scheduled for Saturday, November 4th at 9 p.m. EST. This time we will truly see if MC Fragzalot is the owner of Noobs. Moments before the festivities begin, we will reset the server stats. So, Ink from A&D Clam, you get your ass down there. School them right. You can find the server information at GamerCast Network website by clicking on the game servers link in the upper right-hand corner of the site.
Sweet.
Next topic.
Now for the much-awaited Sony quote of the week. We bring to you new comments from Sony's Worldwide Studios president, Phil Harrison. Here's his comment on accusations that Sony is using the Blu-ray format in the PS3 as a way to drive sales of high-definition movies on Blu-ray discs. Quote, DVD is not sufficient capacity to power the data consumption needs of Cell and RSX. It's got nothing to do with movies, just purely as a gameplay device. We need Blu-ray to support the kind of data that PS3 games use. Partially it's visual, partially it's sound, and partially it'll be down to gameplay benefits as well. More levels, more detail, richer experiences. Also, I see nothing wrong with having non-interactive, full HD sequences as part of the game.
I coughed. Starbucks down the wrong pipe.
Yeah, you know, it happens. It happens, Chris. You know.
He continues to say that's all part of the production value and the experience that you get when you buy the game. I don't see that as a weakness at all. Already, in our launch titles, we're getting up close to the 25 gigabyte limit that we have on our Blu-ray discs this year.
You need to take a breath there, Phil. You want to get some Gatorade, maybe walk it off.
Excited to be back on the show. Okay, not really, but you know.
What's with all the text?
You bastards! You're making me read!
Basically what he's saying is he's defending Blu-ray. He's saying it's not for movies. It's for non-interactive full HD sequences, which are not at all movies.
No, not at all.
They're not cutscenes.
You know why they're not movies? Because I didn't pay for a f***ing movie when I bought this game.
And he's just, expressing the fact that A Blu-ray disc, I think right now, single-sided is 25 gigs. And Resistance Fall Man is 20 gigs or something to that effect. And I'm not going to comment on the Sony thing, so I'll just, sit here.
As much as I want to.
I didn't say that.
Well, apparently he's very adverse to PlayStation owners having to actually, change discs and whatnot. He wants them all to have the Blu-ray so they don't have to get up and they can be lazy.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pile 4 Blu-ray players into the PlayStation 3 so that you can put all 4 discs of the game in at once and never have to swap.
Yeah, he had this great idea, too. If there was some way they could get, like some kind of recordable media on there that had, the size of, say 100 of those discs. And then, when you get a game, right as you get it, you can, let's say, install it. That way you never have to put the CD in.
Wait, don't put the pocket. You should probably patent that before it gets out.
Oh, dude.
Really good idea.
Thanks,
and you
man.
know what
I
else
just
would be
thought of that.
awesome? What else would be awesome is some sort of peripheral, input devices that you could plug in with, buttons so that you could type text in without having to scroll through a frickin' cell phone keypad to type in text.
I'll talk to some people at Microsoft. Maybe we can write an OS for that.
You should totally do that.
I'm sorry.
Totally do that.
I'm sorry.
Get this. You follow me. Hold on. Another input device that fits in your hand, just one hand, and all that hand does is move, the field of vision around, right? And so, if you want to turn around really fast, all you got to do is, flick your wrist with this object that stays in your hand. How awesome would that be?
Or maybe you could move a little thing around the screen that you can choose different things.
Whoa, Chad, come on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, going too far. Yeah, we gotta keep that down.
Unrealistic.
This is in its infancy here.
Right. I'm sorry. I'll just get in the back here and shut up and sit down. Okay.
To have games you could buy that don't actually have any content in them, and you could stream it. Oh, sorry, never mind. That's a stupid idea.
Next topic.
And there's an article on Engadget. Basically, this is a matrix showing really how much the PS3 is going to cost you versus the Xbox and the Wii. And just to summarize, the PlayStation 3, the console, the hard drive, the Blu-ray drive, wireless controller, free online access, $500.
The 20 gig drive version, right?
20 gig version. You're correct. The 360 console, the hard drive, the DVD drive, wireless controller, 12 months of Xbox Live subscription, total $700. And the Wii console, HD, DVD, wireless, online, $250. I'll overlook the fact that you absolutely don't need an HD DVD drive to play games, or I'm not sure how the controllers are all free for the PlayStation. I guess they just appear.
They're talking about wireless controllers. Like the PlayStation 3 comes with a wireless controller. If you want a wireless one for the Xbox, you have to spend an extra $50. They're touting the fact that the PS3 comes with wireless, whereas Xbox, you have to spend $50 if you want a wireless controller.
But it was funny because it was posted on Gamerscore blog by Tony. Boy, somebody over at Sony really needs to do some fact-checking. Some of you have may seen Sony's recent console price comparison grid. Well, we here at Xbox wanted to make sure you got the facts accurate. Fact number 1 about Sony, the PS3 has monkeys inside of it. Monkeys are required. Fact number 2 is that yellow ray plus Blu-ray equals green ray. That's very important to know. Fact 3 is that the PS3 weighs 243 pounds. That's been verified as well. Fact 3, that if you buy a 360 and also want to purchase a Ferrari F430, it's going to cost you about $168,000. Just so you know. Number 5 is that a 360 on Red Vines is crazy delicious. Number 6, weighing in here, pizza is pretty good. We do like pizza. Number 7, the Zune will not function as a rear view mirror. So for your racing games, you won't be able to hold that puppy up. Number 8,
After I bronze it will.
My dad can beat your dad up. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Number 9, the PS3 online servers suffer outages due to giant crab attacks. And yes, the crab thing is getting old, but we still think it's funny. So, basically,
it'll
the
never
moral
be
of that-
old. It's okay.
No, the moral of that is get your crap straight, or we'll just
made
start
up
making
stuff.
stuff up too. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, come on.
I read that and I'm like, they did. They made stuff up. Again, I hate to sound like we're pimping Microsoft and putting down Sony, but that comparison was stupid. Because the controller thing, like I said, they are saying that to get a wireless controller you have to pay $50, but this chart makes it read like when you buy an Xbox, you don't get a controller.
You have to buy these things. You have to buy an
Right.
HD DVD drive, because
Right.
otherwise you won't be
It
able
doesn't
to
compare to the PS3.
So the only thing that's actually right on there, then, you say $50 because you get free online access with the Sony.
if you buy the $400 Xbox, you get a wireless controller, you get the hard drive, and you get I don't think it's 12 months. What is it, a month subscription to Xbox Live?
I don't know what it is. It's something, yeah.
You get a month. I just bought
And
mine
that's
recently,
$400.
and it's a month.
So $400 plus $50 for a year subscription of Live, because it's not required, but I highly, highly recommend it. And you're
It's
looking at
kinda required.
$450, right?
Yeah.
Did I do some math incorrectly there? So
No.
500 versus 400.
But you're not including the HD DVD drive, which is needed, obviously.
Yes.
Which is needed
You
because
need that.
it's $200 in their comparison, so it's needed. to
even
be
though
in there.
no games are going to require it, you still need it.
Also, an addendum to the Engadget report was that they confirmed with Microsoft that another Sony claim, the claim is that you need a memory card unit or a hard drive to use the Wi-Fi adapter. Not sure how that works. Hey, you do need electricity, so add about $20 a month on, and you probably need some sort of television, so minimum $50 there. What else? Maybe you need some sort of house. You could probably add.
Oh,
$100
dude, when
grand.
you're playing it, you got to eat food. So that's like $20 a day just to play your Xbox. So you got to add that on there.
You might need indoor plumbing too, but you just go outside. There's outdoors. There's bushes for that, I guess.
You can pee right into the Blu-ray player.
I don't know. It's obviously a tactical ploy for them to make themselves look better, because if you're buying the core system, you're really buying it not with the intention to really upgrade it later. I mean, if you're planning to upgrade it later, why not spend the $100 and get all the extra bonus features instead of paying for everything separate and paying twice as much?
The PS3 is going to have a free online service. Okay, so we're going to charge $50 a year to use our playing online games. Now, you can download stuff, free demos and that. You can still get with the Silver.
But one of the things that have irked me about this whole PlayStation Online plan is that, yes, it's free, but the Microsoft one you pay money for, but you're paying more for more than just that front end. You're also paying for the back end, which supports all of the online gaming, where Sony isn't doing that with their online service so far. We've heard nothing of Sony having their own servers for companies to roll out multiplayer games on.
I think Sony's going to host the server, if I heard correctly, and I am not an expert in the Sony way of doing architecture, but I believe Sony's going to host the servers. It's up to the individual companies, however, to handle the back end. The software and the matchmaking services, it's going to function more the way your PS2 functions. So
Right.
yeah, the PS2 doesn't have a unified gamer tag, for example, where you can jump into any game anywhere. Now, Sony will probably have some sort of, they're going to integrate kind of with Xfire. So let's just make some assumptions that there will be a way to track people across. But EA is responsible for EA's online matchmaking and EIA's online, how you log in and you register. And that may or may not be different than, let's say, the Oblivion guys, if there's some sort of online functionality which to download or whatever. That's up to the back-end guys.
The whole Xbox Live, I'm paying $50 a year, I think it is, for the gold. Right. I don't mind paying that to support the nice unified back end, so online gaming is easier for me and developers and all that kind of stuff. Although I'm a developer kind of guy, but with Sony, it's just going to be a hodgepodge.
My only comment on this is I do agree there needs to be some type of unified back end to it, but I've always felt that because of the price of the next-gen consoles, it should have been included. I think in recent weeks, anyway, Sony is going out of the way to make sure they're not going to be a giant, huge company for too much longer anyhow. So really doesn't
We're
matter
tired
that
of being such a damn big company. We'd like to downsize.
Next topic.
EA, in its infinite wisdom and its money-grubbingness, has decided to put in-game ads in Battlefield 2142. About 2 months ago, EA signed a deal with Massive Inc. to provide, I love that word, provide players with in-game advertisement. At the time, EA indicated the first two titles to use this system would be Need for Speed Carbon and Battlefield 2142. Battlefield 2142 has just been released recently. Players have come to find a piece of paper in their packaging that indicates the game will be monitoring, quote, advertising data, unquote, to determine what ads are serviced to individual players. Statements from EA indicate the game is only monitoring your IP address to determine what ads you should be receiving. For example, a player in France should only see French ads. Chad, if you want to talk to your rant, because it says your rant, go right ahead.
Well, okay, it's a little rant I did have on this, because my issue with all of this has not been the spyware aspect, more of the in-game ad aspect. When you buy this game, if you want to play it online, you have to see these in-game ads.
EA has specifically said if you don't want to have these in-game ads, don't play it on a system that is online enabled.
2142 was made to be an online multiplayer game.
Right. No one's going to buy it and not play it online.
My whole issue here is when you buy this game, even though you've paid complete full retail price, EA is still making money off of you by these advertisements being shown to you, and there's no way to turn that off. And even from the other point of view, from the people who host these servers, EA is making money off of the players in their servers. From all points here, EA is making money for everything that you as the gamer or you as a server host pay for. Battlefield 2042 is not a massively multiplayer game. EA has no server maintenance fees. If this ad revenue was being used to support the server host, then I would be for it. Or if this ad
offset the price of the game.
Or offset the price of the game. If it was like, if you turn the ad stuff on, it'll only cost you $30 for the game, that kind of thing. Or if future content, like I'm sure they're going to release booster packs or expansion packs, if those are released for free, it kind of irks me that this whole in-game advertising thing is in there. I mean, the spyware thing I really could care less about.
I know Tom is of the ultra-paranoid state where he doesn't want anyone knowing anything about his computer, especially IP address. I thought, though, you would be a little bit in the same category of not really wanting to have your computer data stream monitored.
If it makes the game cheaper, I don't care.
But since it's not, it sounds like you're more upset with the ads in the game versus the monitoring of the data coming to and from your computer.
The IP address thing isn't that big of a deal because a lot of places can log your IP address. You go to a forum board and they log your IP address.
It would bug me if it was actually trying to be more, like trying to actually see what programs I have or maybe go through all my cache or my emails or something like that. That'd be a different issue. But the spyware aspect of it, as they have stated that it is, just monitoring the IP address, I have no problem with that. I have more of a problem with this whole in-game thing for a game that's not massively multiplayer, that EA is not paying anything for, yet I paid full retail price for this game, and they're going to keep making money off of me.
You know what's going to happen? All the games are going to do... Everybody's going to do this. And you know why?
Yeah.
You'll all buy it anyway because you'll be like, oh, but it's Battlefield 2042, I gotta buy it. And then, like, all the high-end games will start doing it. And once all the high-end games start doing it and everybody buys them, then all the not-so-high-end games will do it. And every single game is going to have in-game advertising. It'll be just like the movies. You won't even notice. It's just, that's how games come now.
Just like in 2 weeks when Neverwinter Nights 2 comes out, you're going to have in-game advertisements probably.
Buy your Coke next to the sword shop.
Yep.
What's really frustrating is this is EA. I mean, the largest software developer in the world, and they're the ones who need to put in-game advertising. Like, they don't have enough money already.
No, they don't need to. They can. You see the difference?
Yeah. Well, what kind of ticks me off is everyone's perception, like, because this is just the opposite. Everyone knows when you go to, like, IGN or GameSpot.
So cold.
One of those, any premium content website, every ads splashed all over, and there's always a link that says, "Want to turn these ads off? Sign up for premium content, give us $10 a month or whatever," and ads are gone.
No
so
ads
this is
at
exactly
gamerscoreblog.com. There are no ads at gamerscoreblog.com. There are no ads at gamerscoreblog.com.
What ticks me off, you're paying full retail price for this, and it's like double dipping. You're paying full retail price, $50, $60 for this game, and you're being forced to watch ads while you're playing it. And it's not like you can give them an extra couple bucks to turn the ads off.
Interesting to me is that in the year 2142, we don't have a better way to advertise aside from billboards. You know what I mean?
Next topic.
The Lumines microtransaction fiasco. If you guys have been, you guys being the listeners, been on the forums, you know that we have a lot to say about this. This topic comes after the downtime for Xbox Live.
Scheduled maintenance, please. Thank you.
After the maintenance was completed this past Tuesday, Lumines Live was released on Xbox Live Arcade. The base game itself, base being the operative word, for 1,200 points, or approximately $15, includes unlimited challenge play with 12 skins, 5 puzzles, 5 missions, and a trial CPU mode. For 600 points, apparently, you can get the Advanced Pack, which includes 22 new skins. And to be released in the near future, from what I read sometime in 2007, an Artist Pack, a Mission Puzzle Pack, and a Versus CPU Pack will all be offered. The Artist Pack being the thing that you've seen that was hyped earlier this year with Madonna music videos playing in the background and all that happy stuff. Each of these packs is going to cost approximately 600 points. So for about $45, you're going to get the entire game with all of the optional things included.
It's like you're buying a real game.
Right.
Yeah. Q Entertainment is saying one of the reasons there's additional packs is because of the Microsoft 50 meg size limit. So that's the facts. Everybody probably already knows all that. So we're here to discuss the lunacy and the ridiculousness of doing such a thing. My biggest problem is for 1,200 Microsoft points, you get a base game with 12 skins, 5 puzzles, 5 missions. And for 600 additional points, you get a lot more skins than you do with the base pack. My theory with the Xbox Live stuff has always been that you get the game for the base price, and then anything else is add-ons. To me, these extra packs, as they're calling them, is the game, and the base thing should be the free trial.
Like the engine?
Right, yeah. One of the other things I posted in the forums was, this sounds to me a lot like Sony Gran Turismoism.
Ooh. Does it
buy
sting, Chris? Does it burn?
Well, I have a question. I've never played Lumines. Lumines. I'm sorry. Lumines.
It's kind of a Tetris-like puzzle game where you have 4x4 blocks.
I was wondering, when they start saying things like you get extra skins, what are the skins exactly? Like,
They're different backgrounds while you're playing, and the colors of the blocks change. So you start off with green and silver blocks, and then when you get to a certain point, it switches skins, the music changes.
so all I get with this advanced expansion pack is just a different way of looking at it, basically, and some new music?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, basically, one of the things that we were looking at is, yes, we've heard all kinds of crazy feedback coming from the community in general, and one point to make to start the entire segment off is that we are listening, Q Entertainment is listening, so continue to post the way you are. The more factual stuff you say rather than just, you are to suck, that helps us. And you get the challenge mode, which you can do unlimited gameplay. There are 12 skins. You can play online multiplayer over live, unlimited gameplay battling in friends. So that's like one of the key features that even the PSP version doesn't have. That can also be recorded, which is kind of cool, so you can see how other people did well. That's the base game. So the base game is fully functional. The advanced pack that you were talking about, Ivan, is a whole buttload of new skins. We understand the frustration, and I think a lot of the frustration is from the messaging. And I mean, that's one of the things I was honestly hired on to do is work on this messaging, because this is exactly what happens when the proper message is not relayed to the public in the proper amount of time. People get expectations in their head, and you're never going to meet them, and they're going to totally flip out and freak out.
All right, I have a couple comments that I've been saving up.
Sure.
First of all, Microsoft has to have some input, because Q Entertainment could have very easily come out and said, we're charging $45 for this game, and Microsoft would have immediately said, well, then you're not selling it on Xbox Live. So that's just one quick point. My other point is included in the base game, like 12 skins, unlimited play. There's 5 puzzles in puzzle mode, 5 missions in mission mode, and one CPU and CPU
opponent,
mode.
Right.
Okay, so my point is, and this is what kind of pisses me off, that's what you get for $15. I downloaded the demo. What you get with the demo is about 12 skins, 5 puzzles in puzzle mode, 5 missions in mission mode, and a CPU opponent. So the difference between the demo and the $15 is unlimited play, because the demo caps you at like 10 or 15 minutes in online play. The demo is almost as fully featured as their base game. So they're charging for online, great, but you know what? In my experience, multiplayer puzzle games is retarded, and that's my opinion.
We're trying to figure out is, all right, what exactly is everybody ticked off about, and where is it just a matter of that there was some miscommunication, or is it what you're saying here is that the demo is pretty much full.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. I will go on record. I will speak for the masses. This is why we are pissed. We feel cheated. We feel cheated because we got a $15 demo, and an extra $30 gets you stuff that should have been included in there. And you know what? To me, all of this stuff I wouldn't have had a problem with if they released it on a damn DVD and sold it in stores. Because then I wouldn't have a problem saying, I'm not paying, $45, $50 for this. It doesn't have enough stuff in it. No, this is plenty of stuff for a DVD that they could have sold.
Perception, then? So if this was a $40 Xbox 360 title, it would be more acceptable than if it was downloaded over live. And I'm not trying to sound snarky or sarcastic. I'm trying to just ask the question.
I think so, yeah, because it's a full game. to people's impression is we're not buying a full game, we're buying a piece of a game. It's when I buy a puzzle game, I expect all of these things. I don't want to have to add on this and that. And if you're selling me a game for $15 over Xbox Live, I already know I'm not getting as quality a game as a DVD in a store. My perception is I shouldn't be paying retail price for a game over Xbox Live without all of these things included in it.
My answer to that, though, would be if all you want is the base stuff, it would only cost you $15.
But see, and to me, the base stuff is a demo. 5 puzzles, and it's almost an insult. You go to puzzle mode, and there's 85 puzzles in there, but only 5 of them are highlighted. To me, it looks bad. It's like, oh, so if I want to play these puzzles, even if I want to try these puzzles, I have to pay.
Yeah, it looks bad that a puzzle game comes with only 5 puzzles. From somebody who hates puzzle games, just coming from content versus what you paid for, going from what I'm looking at right here, it looks like these expansion packs, half of the content should be included in the base game, and there should have been only 1 expansion pack. And I think everybody would have shut the hell up.
I'm trying to hear the community feedback, and again, if I can throw in a 2 cents, actual legitimate comments help. I think we have something like 119 comments on the Gamerscore blog, one of which was, "Hey, Bill Gates, please fire the entire Xbox Live team and the community members and everything else." So Bill Gates not
checking the Gamerscore blog.
Not probably super
Should
involved
be
with
his homepage.
Lumines Live. Yeah, I don't know about I don't know if he knows who I am, let alone going to fire me over how Luminous Live was come out. But it was a very long day yesterday.
It was a very long day.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like that.
You know what else is kind of crappy is it feels rushed. They rushed out this base pack and said, and in 3 or 4 months you'll have the real game.
From my perspective, and I know Chris and I are disagreeing a little bit, that the base game is fully functional. Maybe it doesn't have all the things that people expect it to have, and that's that whole perception thing we talked about a little bit. It isn't a GIMP diversion. I mean, if you just want to play for 10 minutes, or it's one of these games while my wife is fixing her hair as we go out to dinner, and the demo is all you need for 10 minutes of gameplay, then get the demo and do that. You know what I mean?
Next topic.
All right, mailbag this week. We have an audio email from Jew Blaine from Podtacular.
Hello, GCS crew. This is Podtacular.com's Jew Blaine. I just wanted to give you guys a call, let you know I'm a big fan, love the show, listen every week. I also try to post whenever I can in the forums. You guys have some great forums, have some good, intelligent conversation going on in there. I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on the upcoming Halo Wars game. Halo Wars is upcoming RTS, real-time strategy game, coming out for, looks like the 360. I just wanted to ask you guys if you think how well that'll work. What's you guys' opinion on that? Personally, I know, obviously, with the Battlefield Middle-earth 2, it is possible to have an RTS game on the 360, but I'm really hoping somebody makes the decision to bring it to the PC as well. The PC is really preferable to me, and I think any other RTS real fan will say the same thing. And also, I don't know if you guys have checked out the website, but the cinematics really look good. Hopefully that's some in-game stuff. I'm not sure about all that. I haven't checked into it too far. Also, while we're on the subject of Halo, I wanted to ask you guys about the Halo movie. If you think it'll bomb, if it'll be successful, maybe not, if it can rely on the fan base that already exists for the Halo games. We'll see. Well, in closing, Chris, move safe, dude. I'd love to help, but we live like 1,500 miles away from each other, so that's going to be kind of hard. Keith, dude, thanks for being on Podtacular. I've only heard good things about it so far. Look for that show soon, by the way, at podtacular.com. Okay, well, keep up the great show, guys, and I guess I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Actually, we've had this since last week, but I wanted to wait for Chris to get on the show since he's kind of our inside man and want to get his views on it. So, Chris, what about the RTS? Have you heard anything about it going to PC, or is it going to be a Xbox 360 exclusive?
No, everything I've heard right now is it is a 360 exclusive, and I think that was a very well thought out, well recorded email question. So we appreciate that, and thank you for the offer. For
and better sound quality than the rest of our show.
Yeah, really. Thanks for offering to help me move. One way you could help me move, though, I've actually sent a bill to your house. If you could just go ahead and pay that for me. And I did hear Keith was on the Podtacular show. That show is out, and it was actually really funny. Keith did very well for knowing very little about Halo. So, back to the
Keith.
actual question. Let me hit on the Halo movie first, because I think that's kind of more of a slam dunk. I think the Halo movie is going to be a giant, humongous success because of the amount of effort and time that they're putting into this movie. But
the Halo movie has been indefinitely postponed because greatly approaching the $200 million mark to produce, and
Oh my God!
The studios did not have faith in the director since he had never produced a major motion picture or never directed a major motion picture. Peter Jackson is still doing pre-production because he's like producing it or something. So it's not necessarily dead, but the studio who is going to
Universal and Fox, I believe, were the studios.
They have dropped that movie, I believe, so it is now in limbo.
Basically, I think one of the thoughts here was that most video game movies aren't good and don't have good returns on the investment.
So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you were going on about how great the movie was going to be, and now we don't even know if the movie will ever happen.
My opinion is it will happen, and I still think it's going to be a giant success. And if it's going to cost $500 million, I'm pretty sure it'll be able to recoup it in both box office and don't forget about DVD sales, because stuff like The Punisher didn't do very well box office, and they're making a sequel because it did very well on the DVD sales.
Especially when it comes out in Blu-ray.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be good. Come on, let's not exaggerate. Right now you can get Talladega Nights on Blu-ray, the epitome of cinematography. Anyways, the Halo RTS, I think there's two sides of it. A lot of the Halo people that I talk to are very, very excited about a branching out of the genre. The other half are concerned about the branching off of the genre, because anytime you take a tried and true game that's been, from its inception, a first-person shooter, and you stick real-time strategy around it, people think that it's going to be a slapped-on, half-assed version of the Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, Age of Halo, basically. When in fact, I think it's going to be very well done. I think they're going.
That really hasn't gone well in the past when you take an RTS game and turn it into an MMO. Wait.
Or vice versa. Yeah. Well,
other genres have been successful. Everyone remembers that Metroid was always a platformer, and when they transformed it into a first-person shooter, everyone would have thought it was going to suck, and it wound up being one of Nintendo's. They can pretty much now say that Metroid is one of their top 5 games. Behind like Mario games and Zelda games, there's the Metroid stuff.
I am not the world's biggest Halo fan. I saw the cinematics that Jublain was referring to, and they look pretty sweet, and it gives you kind of a different perspective. I do know that the Halo universe is very vast. There's a lot of canon for it. The game will allow players to go into depth in some of that on the other side of the fence, with both of the races fighting against each other and using some of these units in new and cool ways, rather than just being this grunt dude with the guns running around killing stuff. I think it's probably going to be a big success. I think they're going to take what they learned about Battle for Middle-earth 2 and the interface and everything else and expand on it and add to it, and it's going to be much better than, as they screw around and tinker with it, it's going to be a good game.
Actually, it would kind of be cool if they went the route of, I believe, Savage was, where you could actually jump into players.
I was just thinking about that.
That would be amazing. If you had the Halo the Halo first-person shooter engine with an RTS over top of it. Holy crap.
My God, dude.
Take notes there. Take notes. So that was GamerCast Network Video Game Show number 8 for Friday, October 20th. Next week, I'm going to not be around.
Tune in next week to see who bothers to show up for recording the show.
I'll be here!
Oh, I know I'll be here.
Happy Halloween if I'm not around to talk to you guys, and maybe the next time you'll hear from me, I will be on the left coast along with Bob.
Yay! Welcome to my time zone.
206-984-GAME for your comments, questions, and other audio.
Don't forget to visit our forums and blogs at GamerCastNetwork.com.
And don't forget to check out Gamertag Radio, episode number 75.
And VGS at GamerCastNetwork.com is our general email address. WoW contest going on. We got a lot of things happening. You guys, I did want to say, non-biased and everything else, good job so far. The first 8 episodes, you've had a lot of big shoes to fill, and everybody has come together.
You do wear size 13s.
Well, everybody's come together very well, and I have to commend you guys on a job well done thus far. Don't blow it. No pressure.
What could possibly go wrong? Not like our main host is trying to get a master's degree rather than hosting the show, or like, you're moving and I live in a different time zone. What could possibly go wrong?
We're good. We're
fine, dude. It's cool.
Chad is our anchor.
Chad is our anchor. He saved our ass for the second week straight, and he'll do it
I'm
next
no
week,
anchor.
too.
I'm no anchor.
May all your games be fun.